welcome to Focus on Israel and the Palestinian Territories. I'm Paul Calvert.
Psalm 119 verse 57 and 58 says this: You are my portion, O Lord. I have said that I would keep your words. I have entreated your favor with my whole heart. Be merciful to me according to your word. I'm with Lilly Hanoush, who is a teacher here at the American school in Beit Jala. Now, Lilly, how many children do you have here at the school?
Between 300 and 400.
And is the school Christian-based?
Yes.
What sort of age do you teach here?
About 9 to 10 years old.
And as a school, is the school faith-based, or do you get money from the government?
Not much money from the government, because it's a private school. Any private school does not get funds from the government.
So basically, parents are paying for their children to come here and learn?
Yes, because it's a private school and it provides kids with good education, so parents are willing to pay a little bit extra to get better education.
And I guess it's very expensive to run a school, so is the rest run by faith? You have to rely on God to provide for all your needs?
Yeah, I think some support comes from the States, but it's not that much. It's still, the school is running on low budget.
And what sort of background are the kids from here?
Christian and Muslim, it's a mix.
And do the kids in the area suffer from the conflict? And how do you as a teacher give the students a hope in what seems like a hopeless situation?
Of course they suffer from what's going around because they see it, they live it, they are not allowed to go freely in their own country. So they see that, they sense the tension their parents are having, so they know what's going on. As an elementary teacher, we don't talk a lot about the conflict, but when an issue rises, of course, we have to deal with that. And as a Christian school, we always teach the Bible, and we teach what Jesus has taught us, and loving your enemy comes in, and there's always lots of questions about that. So, but and considering of giving them hope, yes, Jesus is the hope, and we show them how it's different when you just have the love of Jesus and the forgiveness of Jesus, that you can be freed from all this bondage.
And here in the Palestinian area, there is a real sense of you have to forgive, and this is a real practical way of putting forgiveness and loving your enemy, isn't it? Because the two really are enemies, so this is a real practical lesson here.
Yes, yeah. It's very challenging. It's not just an easy thing to say. Maybe you can say it as a teacher, but still we're living the same circumstances, and we know how tough it is. It's challenging for us as adults, and I'm sure it's challenging for them, and it's hard to understand. But when you just see with Jesus's eyes, things become different. You can have peace inside prison.
Yeah. And is it easy keeping the kids out of the conflict? You know, very often the Israeli soldiers come into Bethlehem and then they start throwing stones and start throwing petrol bombs. Is it easy keeping the kids out of that conflict?
Yeah, our kids would not throw stones, but they would be, yes, why is this happening? They will be asking all those questions, but and they might have a sense of hatred, or their feelings are gonna rise, and lots of emotions. But but they have, like, we teach them how to deal with things in a different way, and that through education they can think and be people who would think for the future. What would the future hold for them, and how can they build their future in a better way, and how can they get over all those barriers. And
so what language do you teach in here?
Mostly in English. the language of the most of the subjects is taught in English, but we teach Arabic, of course, Arabic language, which is in Arabic, and social studies and a little bit of history and so on, in Arabic as well.
So most of the kids here must have a really, really good understanding of English, even from a very, very young age.
Yeah, we start from year 3, and a lot of our kids have to learn how to read and write, even in kindergarten, and it's tough. It's with another language. It's hard.
Yeah.
But I personally think it's better for them to play in their own language, and so that they can express themselves among each other with their own language.
So when the kids are out there playing in the courtyard, do you hear them speaking in English or speaking in Arabic?
Both languages, yeah, but mostly we don't stress playing in English because I think it's not healthy.
And is it rewarding for you being a teacher?
Of course, teaching is rewarding. It can be challenging and it can be very demanding, especially teaching in a different language and teaching kids in another language that is not their own. And teaching in general is very very demanding. So you have to make a balance between being stuck all day at school and not going home, or also having having your own space. But it is rewarding at the end when you see your students have matured and have learned a lot and have changed. It's very rewarding.
And what's life like for you in Bethlehem?
It's the Arab way is very hospitable. People are very hospitable here. Friends are always interested in hearing your stories and being involved in your life, and in that way it's really nice, because whenever you have a problem you can ask someone to help. It can be limited as well when it comes to reaching out to things or getting things. It's very limited. I'm not talking only about buying stuff. It's just maybe getting more involved in social life or activities or leisure or even courses and so on. It can be very limited.
What sort of things do you get involved with in church life?
Different ministries, helping the poor or reaching out to those who are in need or handicapped, or
And does your Christian faith play a significant role in your life and in the school?
Yeah, of course. I would never deny Jesus, for example, wherever I am, and just try to reach to other people and share the good news. It's very important, and this is one reason I have stayed in this school, because I have the freedom to teach and share with my students, for example, and just teach them the Word of God, and this is very important, and this is very rewarding. And whenever on the street or with friends or when God gives a time for sharing with other people who have not heard the good news, I would not spare a moment.
And why do you do what you do?
I think it's it's a calling. Teaching is not just a piece. It's not a piece of cake. It's not just any job. It's a lot of time putting into it and a lot of service. And if you don't have this in your heart, if it's not a ministry, it would be in vain. So my job has been not just something that I would It's for life or for a paycheck. It's ministry.
Yeah.
And I've put a lot of time into it. But also, like, you have to be aware of just balancing your time with God and ministry. You can be caught in the middle and just getting involved in many activities and many ministries, and then you forget to spend time with God, and this is very, very hard.
And what's your prayer finally for the school, for the kids here?
That the seed that we have planted, that it would grow, and that the school would continue to grow as a facility and as a ministry as well, because we want to give students something that is different, and we want to give them good education that prepares them for the future, also dealing with what's going on here and the conflict, but also knowing Christ as a personal relationship, having a personal relationship with Him. So that would be my prayer.
Okay, well, Lilly, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you'd like to know more about Israel or the Palestinian territories, or make a comment on the show, then you can contact me at focusonisrael@hotmail.co.uk. You can now listen and watch previously broadcast programs again by tangle.com. Just type in Focus on Israel and the Palestinian territories into the search engine. And why not become a friend of Focus on Israel through Facebook? Put in our email address, focusonisrael@hotmail.co.uk, into the search engine to find us. Ezekiel 37 verse 4 to 6 says this: Then he said to me, Speak to these dry bones and say, Dry bones, listen to the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Look, I am going to breathe into you and make you living again. I will put flesh and muscles on you and cover you with skin. I will breathe into you and you will come to life. Then you will know I am the Lord. When this happens to Israel, they will know the real shalom peace.